I'm at more Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. So last time we made a lot of progress through Dark Vandala. We fought many bosses, and yeah, we actually had to skip one fight. We also fought the Northerns too. It was a lot of interesting things going on. So yeah. This time though, this should be the final part. So yeah, let's get on with it. So I'm thinking, we'll still keep the fine random encounters for now, but yeah, probably what I'm gonna do is that for the final area though, I'm gonna switch up the random encounters to the golden honey so that so then yeah, we can make sure we have good enough SP. Although at the same time, yeah, we can also you can go to a Trish Primaire. This area is quite annoying because it's basically blocked off everywhere, so we need to take a very roundabout path. So because we need to go bottom left. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I was thinking to myself how I'm feeling about this plot, basically. I think the thing about it is that it's telling a very different tale when compared to the Lone Shadows. And yeah, I think I'll just try that too. Again, I might be good on the I might be oh yeah, it's just Ulala, isn't it? I might be good on the free cards, but let's be safe on that. So let's chat up with you. So I was thinking, yeah, again, they're kind of telling very different stories, it feels like. Because, yeah, Lone Shine 1 and 2 is basically telling a story that goes alongside the main plot, basically shows what Tatsuya gets up to. This feels more like, kind of a side story, I guess. Nothing that really moves the main plot forward, I feel like. Which again, that's not really a bad thing, it's just that, yeah, again, it's definitely very different. And yeah, the focus definitely is on, Shiori, even though, yeah, you haven't actually seen Shiori yet. Because again, we need to, recover. Again, it is cool to show that, yeah, Tatsuya is out here trying to rescue as many people as possible. That is interesting. And again, like I said, it doesn't really, drive the main plot forward. Again, it's just kind of, telling its own story again. You could definitely argue that Lone Shine 1 and 2 doesn't really do that either. Again, it's more, just showing off, allowing us to learn a bit more about Tuts, which again, it's cool, but yeah. It doesn't, move the plot forward, but I feel like I like that a bit better. Because it's still, beats in the plot. This feels more like, a bonus scenario. Much like the Vision quests in, Innocent. I'm pretty sure they're called Vision quests. Otherwise, I'm getting confused with, I'm getting things confused with, Soul Hackers, but that's okay. Anyway, I can go to the Drishvik here. I'll get a little bit of SP back on Belfu. So let's do that. And yeah, I could get personas out. Technically, yeah, maybe I can optimize my personas a bit better. I am technically a bit worried about this fight that's coming up, I must admit, so we'll see how it goes. Yes, I think it says they have Maelstrom. I'm pretty sure Maelstrom's the one-hit KO water attack, which, yeah. If you don't have Wall of War, that's kind of painful, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, this boss doesn't have an explodable weakness either, so we're definitely going to be in for a rough fight, but we'll see what we can do. Last fight though, I think I have a good strategy for it though, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, back to Kamala's Trample again. I probably prefer Lone Shadow 1 and 2 than support. Gameplay wise, yeah, again, it's kind of weird because, yeah, I don't really like the dungeon exploration here too much. I think it starts out kind of fine, but then it kind of gets a bit confusing with our maps, so yeah. Especially with, the doors, the maze of doors that we saw in the last part. Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of that, so yeah. Alright, Palace is back, so we'll get back with him again. Right, correctly, it's like this. Advice special. Yeah, I might as well do this. Getting awakens from him is very nice, but I think I only really need them for New Game Plus. So I might just grind them up then, but we'll see. Anyway, make a pact with me, good. And then, yeah, we can get maxed up Chair cards with him, which is nice, so yeah. So like I said, yeah, we're basically just looping around here again. This is kind of hard to figure out if you don't have the map like I do. So yeah. And again, yeah, another random card that Orm does very well against, so no problem there. And that's all we need to use, so yeah, let's go for that. Again, yeah, I can kind of get, I guess, yeah, I did talk about the plot. I guess I can talk a little bit about the gameplay, but yeah, I will give my final thoughts though, because I do want to see how the story ends before, I make my final judgment. And then, yeah, that's maybe the last thing I want to do in this part. Again, we might be in for quite a long part if these boss battles take a long time, which I predict they will, so yeah. Especially considering how strong these opponents are, so yeah. But anyway, let's keep going down here. So yeah, now we need to go right here, and then yeah, once we do that, we should be in there. So yeah. Anyway, again, Taz is here, might as well contact him. And I guess, yeah, another thing we can do is, yeah, we can talk to him for the Awakens, I guess, if you really want to, but we'll see. And a battle like this, though, wouldn't be great, so yeah. But anyway, make sure you do answer the second one again. Don't be super hasty like myself. Because, yeah, you probably screw yourself over like I did earlier, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, we should be good on 3 cards now, I hope, so yeah. Say, hey, yeah, I'm pretty sure you just go this way, then we go down, and then, yeah, there should be no more roadblocks to our next destination. And then talk to us again. And it's the cherub this time. And yeah, I don't remember what he wanted again. I think it was investigation, so let me try that. If not, then yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up. And I was right, good. I remember things. Alrighty, so yeah, let's keep going down here. And here we are, Tower of Will. So for this fight, we need fire. That's what I want to use. So I think I want to get Nana out. You're gonna go into Gyokoku Jote. I think you're gonna go into Odin, and then you'll have Vishnu. Again, it's a bit annoying to kind of do it like this, but yeah, it does mean that yeah, you need to go to Gaia. That's okay. I mean, this is what I want to do, so yeah. You can definitely use other elements. I think wind and wind and wind and earth are fine, but the guide does says to use meltdown, so I'm gonna assume that yeah, that's like the guaranteed way of going. So yeah, we're gonna save because again, this could be a very rough battle. So yeah, let's do that. And here he is. Yeah, we finally. Yeah, this is. I think this is a long time coming, and again, considering this, what we've been fighting recently, but yeah, this guy is exactly what you think of as a disgusting and hideous, large, great one. Yeah, it's indescribable. Yeah, this is the one and only Cthulhu. And he actually uses a pretty similar design to his normal design, except with the thing in his mouth. Anyway, in his house at Rayla, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming. The Great Old One once fought with the Elder Things for control of the Earth, annihilating their cities, and then ruling over the Mu continent and all the seas. Even now, while he remains sealed in Rayleigh, the Sea of Madness sunken deep in the Pacific Ocean, he is not dead. Not so sure how that's pronounced, but that is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even death may die. From the abyssal depths he sends nightness to humanity, adding to his maddened believers and devouring their minds. He waits the day when he will once again hold sway over the surface world. That day will come without fail. When the stars are right, the great old ones shall resurrect and bring them with them their myriad of kin, and the universe shall once again become theirs. The mighty great old one gripped the shining tratsahedron of will and a tentacle dripping with blasphemous mucus. Yeah. I think he devours minds. Sorry, this one's already full up on assholes. Just sleep forever. So we need to fight Great Cthulhu. So yeah, let's do it. And again, he resists a lot of things, so that's why we're going to be using Meltdown against him. But anyway, I'm actually going to use Makakaj here. You might not want to because he has Transient Ripple to get rid of it, so yeah. But to be honest with our strategy, I don't think that matters too much, so yeah. Then we're going to go like this. And yeah, let's just go. And yeah, if he does get rid of my Makakaj, I guess I put it back up again. But yeah, the problem with that is I won't be able to heal that turn, so I need to keep that in mind. So let's see what happens. And he has quite a lot of health too, so yeah, this won't be easy. Again, it is Cthulhu, and Cthulhu is the most famous of the Lovecraft monsters, so yeah. He's definitely gonna put up a good fight. So let's go for that meltdown here. Do a pretty good amount. There's Tentacle, which we dodged with some of them, so that's good. I think we can heal this turn, it's not that much of a problem, so yeah. So I'm gonna have Ulala go into Alice. But yeah, luckily he doesn't resist all might. That would be pretty bad if he did, so yeah. So yeah, let's go for Madeira here. I don't think we need to put up Tetrarcha, so I'm not going to. Instead, yeah, let's go into... I think we're going to Hostile. Yeah. It's just that, yeah, Dark attacks don't work. Megarodon probably doesn't do too well, so yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be either Brahma or Shiva. I'm feeling Shiva, I think. I probably want to go for that nice Greedine, so let's do that. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And then yeah, if he decides to Transient Ripple us, then yeah, we put back up the Makakacha, hopefully. So yeah. And yeah, we just need to lay the hell on him and then it'll be good. You can also use Hurric Life against him. Apparently it says he doesn't resist light, so or nulls it. That's the important part. But again, I guess I can say what it says. He doesn't have a weakness. He drains water and nuclear, he repels dark, he resists physical and ice, and it's nulling, never mind. So yeah, pretty scary stuff. So there we go. Octopussy first. Luckily that's single target, so there we go. But again, that's a furious spell. You can do that, which is quite scary, so yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do this again. I guess we'll go for Megadon here. I mean, he's not doing anything I really don't want him to use, so that's good. So I'll go for that nice Megadon. But yeah, it would be cool to see this guy appear again, I must admit. Like in a Persona game, that'd be cool. If he's like a super boss or something. I don't know about main villain, but it would be interesting. Because again, Cthulhu is super famous, I think that's one reason why it'd be super cool to see, so yeah. So we'll mellow down again. Another tentacle. Hits everyone this time. I'm pretty sure that's a physical attack, so yeah. Now luckily we can take it not too badly. We'll go for another meltdown here, and then yeah, we'll go for Greedine, and we'll go for Madeira. Again, this is actually working not too badly for us. So yeah, let's go for this. Get a little bit of healing in there. And if he does have Maelstrom and one-shots it with us, I can use Brahma's skill to help us out. That could be nice, but anyway. So yeah, let's go for another meltdown here. Not dead yet. Another Octopussy first. Luckily, Balfour could take that. So I don't think we need heal. I think I'll only heal if he uses tentacles, so yeah. So I'll go for another Megadon here. I'll go for Greedine, and that should be it. I don't think he has much left. That damage sub, it should only take around 5 turns to kill him. And there you go. Either via Cthulhu, awesome. Yeah, and Balfour gets a level up, very nice. And yeah, he only gets Dex, but that's okay. After Cthulhu vanished, a shiny object flew in the air. Near it, Zul let back in as if they would slip through space. Well done, Platoon. To think you dispersed even Cthulhu. In commendation, I salute you. Were you not Persona users, you would have lost all semblance of sanity merely by making contact and resting your eyes upon his form. Yeah, I think that's pretty true from what I know of Cthulhu. So yeah, again, yeah, basically his form is enough to, make someone go insane. Basically, he's basically like incomprehensible. Basically, kind of like Gygus in Earthbound to a degree. So yeah, but anyway, that thing is in our minds, isn't it way too different from us? You could call it something accidentally given form by a creeping sense of dread, madness that slowly eats the mind. These days, guys who've gone off the deep end are a dime a dozen. Maybe monsters like that are already swaggering through the city. Just peel back a layer and find them inside. This ain't a decent country. There's news reports every day about child murders, and each year 30,000 people kill themselves. It's a scary world we live in. How do we become better people? Alright. This one's also pretty obvious. First option gives us 200 strength cards, second option gives 50 Emperor cards. So yeah, it's very obvious that, yeah, we should use Maya's catchphrase. Yeah, I knew you'd say that. Those magic words are your specialty. I don't care if it's all a suggestion. Isn't it said that sickness and health start with the mind? Yeah, true. There's no need to stare just at the darkness. Thanks, Miney. And we get 200 strength cards. There we go. And we get the Tratsahedron of Will. One more to go, but we're in the unification of ego again, so yeah. Alright, like I said, let's just get the golden honey, and just in case a random card does pop up, yeah, I'll go ahead and get the stones we're using before, so yeah. So there we go. Alrighty, so alrighty, so yeah, let me try to figure out where we need to go. So yeah, at least it's not the search of the Alva. The unification of ego's not the best, but hey. Maybe we can, get something done here, but anyway. I believe we start right next to Satomi Tadashi, so yeah, I believe all we need to do is go south potentially. Kind of depends on what's blocking our way, but it doesn't look like much is blocking our way, so that's good. The question is, am I where I think I am? It looks like I am, but yeah, like I said, I think I'm gonna go Golden Honey to eliminate all the random counters. So it's also kind of funny because we did fight Cthulhu and Husk was in that party, all that good stuff anyway. So yeah, can't go that way, but that's correct. So yeah, over there's the Satomi Tadashi if you need supplies. And yeah, again, maybe I should just run around until I'm max SP, but I think we're gonna be fine. And yeah, here it is, I believe. I believe this is the final area. Tower of Reflection. So yeah, am I good on SP? I feel like I am, to be honest. So you know what? Let's go for it. So what I want to do is with Tatsuya, I want him to have, I guess, maybe Vishnu? I think I'm going to give him Vishnu, I think, for this fight. Samaya, she needs to go into Artemis. Ulala's going to use Odin, even though the SP cost is quite massive. You're going to be using Brahma, and you're going to be using Hustle. Finally, Hustle gets an appearance. So yeah, let's just double check equipment. So yeah, I don't need the police gloves, but I think my stats are good anyway, so I'm going to be fine. Ulala, I think adjusting gear makes no sense, so that she has reduced SP cost. Katsuya technically doesn't need the covering anymore, so I use agility's maxed out, so yeah, I guess you can also take an adjustment gear. If I have one. It's sorry I clicked on someone else, so yeah. But you have the all-round earring, you have an adjustment gear. I think I'm gonna give you the covering. So let's do that. Alright, I think I'm happy with this, so yeah. Alright, one more save, and let's go and fight our final battle. In this. And it's not going to be easy once again, so yeah. Again, we're going to be in for a rough one, so yeah. Because, yeah, here we go. In the middle of the tower, there's that disgusting, hideous, faceless, mighty messenger. Yeah! In an ancient temple erected on the doorway, both cosmic and abysmal, while it wriggles and crawls in circles of a terrifying form. It continually raises a dreadful sneer into empty space. The grotesque and difficult to describe form of a god. It's profanely disgusting! This guy is. Maya Amino, Tatsuya, I'm sure you two have realized just what this creature is. The crawling chaos, the blind faceless one, the dweller in darkness, the god of a thousand forms. Indeed, he is the avatar of that damnable, scornful god. Don't you know why you're all loafing around down here? The waking world you died to protect moves closer to destruction by the moment. Or do you not care what happens to your other friends so long as that woman is by your side? Shut up, give Shiroi-san back. In the Maya Messer's hand, a dark shine tetrahedron of reflection appeared. I told you once before, he who runs after two hares will catch neither. You just don't learn, do you? Oh, very well. If you want to back that badly, I'll return it to you. Tatsuya, behind you! Sherry thrust the spirit destiny around Maya. Maya, Nate. Tatsuya knocked Maya away, and Sherry's thrust with the spirit destiny skimmed his face. Sherry-san? Don't interfere, Takia. You made me miss. Takia? Miyashiro-kun, what are you talking about? It's okay. Just be Takia. After all, it's because of you and her that he was murdered in the first place, isn't it? Let me be your big sister, alright? Be him, Tatsuya-kun. Be Takia. Give me back, Takia. With a said, the same hand, Sherry opened both eyes wide and wet. What? You told me to give her back and I did. What is there to lament? Rejoice for you contradict yourselves. Miyashiro-kun, you're a police officer. Wake up. It's no use. What I released from the tetrahedron just now was the half of that woman that could not come to life until now. Her complexes, her emotional trauma, her suppressed shadow, if you will. And you learned on the other side what happens should you kill the mind shadow, didn't you? How right there was all of you who made her this way. Now then, since you didn't listen the first time, I'll tell you again. If you chase after two hares, you'll catch neither. Now, choose whomever you like best. Maya Amno or that pitiful woman. How awful. That's just messed up. Trembling, Tatsuya dropped to his knees, clutching the bruise on his right arm as he went down. Tatsuya-kun. Shuri dropped the spirit destiny and rushed to Tatsuya's side. Takia, what's wrong, Takia? You finally get it. Maddening rage, anguish not to sear the body, sorrow not to make you want to tear your heart from your chest. All of this is what you wanted. Surrender yourself to me and be at ease. Okay, I'm sorry. Your big sister's so sorry she couldn't protect you. Racked with mad convulsions, Tatsuya desperately gripped his right arm with his left, struggling to hold it back as it strained towards Shuri's neck. Fall to me, that is your fate. My son aware the mighty messenger protected Tatsuya and Shuri. Let's go, Sarisawa, Suo, let's kill him. And yeah, for this post-game battle, we get to fight Nyarlythotep again, but this time in his faceless god form. This is the form that he normally takes in other S&T games, but with down Tatsuya, which makes things very scary. So, what to do? So Lala, she's gonna go for Makakacha, just regular Makakacha. And then, yeah, Maya is going to go for the good old Malakadine. So the good thing about him is his resists are pretty similar to the original Nyarlythotep. You can use Hieroglyph if you want, but I'm actually playing it super safe this time. Because, yeah, this guy is definitely quite dangerous. So, yeah. So, yeah, I believe I gave you Malakadine, so that means that, yeah, Balfu needs to go for Hieroglyph here. So, yeah. So this is going to be a strategy. He does have Transcend Ripple, so... But the hope is I don't need to heal too much in this battle, let's just say. So yeah, let's go for Bait Splash. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing in this battle, so yeah. So let's go for Bait Splash. And actually do a pretty decent amount. Crawling Chaos. But I just see that it didn't do anything, so yeah. It's an almighty attack, so we can block it, which is very nice. So yeah, let's swap things around again. And this time, yeah, we can Makakacha up Balfu. So let's do that. Basically, Lala's on support. She doesn't need to do anything else, so yeah. And everyone else is going to go on the offensive. That also means that, yeah, she can use like Karanias and stuff to heal us as well, which is very nice. So yeah, let's go with Main Switch again. But yeah, this time, yeah, I'm using an ultra defensive strategy here because, yeah, as it turns out, it actually works very well against Nyarlythotep here, so yeah. Anyway, Asteroid Bomb. That's also almighty, so it doesn't do anything to us, so yeah. And in fact, yeah, it gets reflected and we do a bit of extra damage, which is very nice. So once again, yeah, we're gonna just go for Makakacha, or just regular Makakacha on Katsu this time. And yeah, let's just keep going for Bane Splash. You can maybe hyper offense through this guy, but yeah, do be very careful. Again, all these almighty attacks he has are potentially very dangerous, so yeah. And he also has Transient Ripple to worry about too, unless you're using Hieroglyph, which I kinda did before, so yeah. Then you don't have to worry about Transient Ripple unless you're using Defensive Plus. Anyway, Crawling Chaos again. Crawling Chaos is almighty and chance of mute, so it's pretty bad. But yeah, we don't actually need Makakacha anymore, so what Lala's gonna do is she is gonna go for Haranas, I think, to make sure we don't run out of SP basically. So yeah, Maya, Balfu, Katsuya, and then Lala's gonna go for a Haranya. I mean, technically, I have a Sora, so... Because, yeah... I mean, yeah, I could save that for an emergency, even though I told them. You know what? I have told them. Let's do that. We're definitely not gonna run out of SP now. So there we go. Because again, this is our final battle in this playthrough, so it makes sense to do that. I just don't know how to get more summons, to be honest, but that's okay. But yeah, basically, yeah, well, it's just patiently waiting for him to use Transcend Ripple so that we can Makakacha again. Anyway, regular attack. That's mostly what I'm scared of, to be honest, which is kind of funny, but yeah. Because, yeah, you might be catching on. Yeah, this guy, the thing about him is that he doesn't have Shadow Kill or Photon Cannon or anything like that, so his damage, his only real way of doing damage to you is... Actually, I probably don't want to use Paradigm. I think I'm gonna go for the good old Greedine instead. But yeah, his only real way of damage you is his regular attack. And Transient Ripple's more annoying than anything. So yeah, as long as you bring a good section defensive business like I did, you'll be fine. It's kind of similar to... Hell, it's kind of like playing Persona 1 again. Because seeing that Persona 1... Again, some of the late game bosses are very difficult, but yeah, you can definitely slow them down. You can definitely slow them down by using defensive personas, so yeah. So let's keep this up. And yeah, if he does use the normal skill against you, he damages himself instead, which is very nice, so yeah. So again, he's not too bad. I don't know if I consider him easier or harder, because again, without doing a strategy like this, he can be very rough. Especially if you do decide to take him on early in the game, so yeah. Anyway, Crawling Chaos again. mean, as other my text mentioned, Wheel of Fortune prevents you from switching out. Astro Phone does a lot of damage. Yours is Dark Verdict, so again, being immune to magic is very good to stop that as well, so yeah. And yeah, let's make sure we, say everything right. It's also kind of funny we're using Hostile to beat this guy down to not alive, so yeah. So we go for another Beam Slash. And yeah, that's it. Also, he does have Armageddon R. Cthulhu also had that, so you can't just use Armageddon and win, so yeah. And that's it. You didn't even use Transient Ripple once. And you actually do get EXP from him, which is pretty cool. So there we go. That is our last battle for this playthrough. And that was a pretty... Again, it was a bit easy because, again, he only has all my skills, basically. So if you counter that, then yeah, you can have a much easier time. But yeah. Again, though, this can definitely be quite the rough battle, though, if you don't do that. So yeah. I'll cut the entertainment off here. Now hurry and return to the waking world. Opposing not as my avatar, but as me in the flesh as soon as possible. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. As you can kind of tell though, yeah, it does feel like yeah, you're supposed to fight this guy first, and then you fight the crawling chaos. That's kind of interesting, but anyway. The Mind Master vanished, leaving behind the emotion tratsahedron of Randolph Carter. Why and everyone else turned around. Tatsu was strangling Shiori. I'm sorry. Tatsu, stop! Tatsu pinned Tatsu's arms behind his back. Huh? When Tatsu returned to his senses and released his hand, Shiori's form shone black and returned to being the tratsahedron of reflection, then tumbled down to Tatsu's feet. Tatsu fell into a crouch, snatched up the tratsahedron in panic, and clasped it to his chest. I'm sorry, Shiori-san. I'm sorry. Fortunately, the tratsahedron didn't shatter. There was a bit of it. You have rescued Shiri Miyashura's psyche. Well done. And here's Swami Chandraputra again. And yeah, this guy is actually Randolph Carter. Yeah, if you know the Cthulhu mythos or Lovecraft stories, I should be saying. Yeah, Randolph Carter and Swami Chandraputra are one the same, basically. So yeah. These fellows have splendidly recaptured the fragment of yourself that have been captured by the faceless god. Randolph Carter? Wasn't he your disciple? I beg your forgiveness for remaining silent. It was not my attempt to deceive you. I had not wanted to shock you with my appearance. Whoa, could you be? Yes, like the woman you saved. My body was possessed by a persona. In Carter's case, it was in the midst of his diligent quest for the unconscious that he incurred the displeasure of the crawling chaos. It was only through the force of Carter's will that he was able to persevere his consciousness, even after being transfigured into this form. Thanks to you all, at last, I can return to human form. How long has it been? Thank you so much. Now then, I shall return you all to the waking world. You will no doubt also be able to return her to norm with equals assistance. And yeah, we get 200 fortune cards, 200 tower cards, and 200 judgment cards. So yeah, not bad incentive to play this. Now in the hospital. Shura is roused by a scent of flowers flowing in the darkness as she emerged from an seemingly interminable coma. Where am I? The hospital. Tatsu's older brother and the others carried you here, it seems. I see. Why are you here? As this is my schoolmate Noriko here. We also received help from Amana's son and Tatsu. I actually kind of like the fact that she's here because, again, it makes sense with all the Joker stuff going on earlier, so yeah. Tatsu-kun. That's Tatsu-kun. Anna bowed her head, then turned her gaze to a point outside the window. You could probably never meet that Tatsu again, me or you. After a long silence, Shiori murmured just a few words. I see, so it wasn't a dream. Shuri gazed at the scene as she knew somehow what had happened, and a quiet tears flowed without end. I'm sorry, Tatsuya-kun. Thank you. And that's it. Oh, now Trace is done. Welcome back. It appears you have done an admirable job of evading the cruel and chaos's trap. For the moment, allow me to congratulate you. However, this is ultimately no more than a preliminary encounter. The true trap has no doubt been prepared for you beyond this point. Please do take care. So, if you do want to be more story accurate, you want to do this before you take on the final boss, I guess. So, yeah. Again, I think it might be a bit harder in terms of some of the bosses if you like. I'm not so sure, though. All of them are level 99, so I could definitely see that being the case. So, yeah. Man, I actually did like that ending. It was kind of interesting that, yeah, Nyarlythotep could use, what was left of Shiori that he had against us. Kind of makes sense with Tatsuya too, because, Tatsuya knows Shiori a lot. He's obviously going to get very distressed by what was happening there too. And yeah, we say that. I kind of wish there was more to that ending too, because, yeah, again, Shiori, she is definitely kind of a side thing to this plot. Kind of just showing, one police officer's perspective on, kind of showing like one police officer's perspective on the events that are happening in this game. I think yeah, now's definitely the time. I'm gonna go back to Conan so I can go back to Maya's house. I don't think I've actually played every piece of music she has, but let's have a look. I think I actually did actually. Because I can play the Suffolk Short Side music again. That's the main reason why I went here, but anyway. Alrighty, so yeah, let's keep talking. So yeah. So again, yeah. I think overall, again, I think I kind of like this scenario. Again, it's not like necessary or anything like that because again, you definitely get some interesting things. Like yeah, you learn a bit more about Tatsuya. That's the main thing I feel like because again, you only really with Tatsuya before he joins, he only really had Mount Iwato and his encounters and stuff. But in those encounters, he doesn't really talk too much. He kind of just, makes his escape because, of course, he doesn't want Maya to get involved, so yeah. But again, Lone Shadow 1 2, yeah, they definitely show, a bit more about his situation, and yeah, I think I really liked how Lone Shadow 1 did it as well. Showing how, Tatsu, even got into the sun in this first place and how he needs to adjust and stuff. I mean, that's another cool thing about both stars, the fact because Lone Shadow has him confront Ikichi. And then yeah, we got going out of Trace. Again, I kind of wish there was more with Shiori. Because again, we do, save her, put her back together, basically. But then it's like, yeah, we put her back together and stuff, but then yeah, at the end it's just like, she just thinking about Tatsu and stuff. It would have been cool to see, maybe a bit more about, how she felt about the whole thing at the end. That would have been interesting, but yeah. Again, though, she's a fine character, I think. Again, she's supposed to, be, another perspective to the main plot with, the New World Order and whatever's going on with them and the Jokers and stuff. I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, yeah, game wise, again, it's kind of just, extra. Tatsuya's the only playable character in Limit 1 2, but if he is leveled up, it's not too bad. If he isn't, it's kind of rough because only being level 55 actually makes both stars a little rough sometimes, especially the second one. And yeah, go out Trace again, yeah. You can definitely take it on during the final act of the game because again you do run into some of the enemies and yeah, if you have the right tools you can definitely, resist these bosses. Like I kinda showed with Nyarlythotep at the end, so yeah. But there are definitely I did kinda like some of these encounters, especially with the demons you don't normally see in these games as well. Especially the Cthulhu ones. Like the last three you had Dagon, Cthulhu, and Nyarlythotep. That is, there's a lot of H.P. Lovecraft going on there, which is really, really interesting. Because again, I feel like Persona is where, yeah, he really has a big impact. It feels like, compared to other Shin Megami Tensei games, it feels like. So yeah, at least that's what it feels like to me. Again, maybe I'm looking a bit too much into that, but I don't know. Again, it feels like yeah, his impact to Persona is actually quite big. Especially because we did see a lot of Lovecraft in the Snowfire World as well. Kind of talked about that before, so yeah. And, yeah, even Hostels are shown in this game too, so yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, again, I think I do prefer it over the Vision quests in Instant. Again, there was more Vision quests in the Japanese version, because I think it had DLC or something like that. But again, the ones we did get, they're alright. I feel like they're kind of weird in terms of humor. I feel like these ones definitely felt very serious most of the time. The Encounter with Azazel was definitely a bit weird, but that's okay. That feels like, yeah, a lot of it was definitely the comedy act in this. For these encounters. Again, probably because, she is the down to earth character, it feels like. Everyone else is, very serious, it feels like, so yeah. But yeah, it was interesting, see, Katsu, talking a lot about philosophy and stuff, seeing Balbu's judgment and stuff as well. Again, it's quite nice, to be honest, so yeah. So I quite like that a lot. What else is there to say that I'm trying to think about? I mean, that's, yeah, mostly everything I wanted to get into. Again, I think I like these scenarios, to be honest. Again, I like the World of the Vision quests. They're a nice, thing to add to get more content. I think the stories were pretty interesting. Again, coming out of Trace stuff, it just kind of feels like an extra story. Nothing you really need to see to, get more of this plot, I feel like. Because, again, it just kind of feels like its own little plot on the side and stuff. But it is interesting that, we get to fight against Nyarlythotep again before we, defeat him for real. That's pretty cool. But anyway, so I think, yeah, that's everything I want to cover now. So yeah, next time I'm going to do my research and we'll talk a little about New Game Plus. It shouldn't be too long of a video then, so if I'm going to do that. Yes, again, I just want to make sure that, yeah, I'm doing everything correctly before we do start New Game Plus, and then, yeah, after that, I need to start preparing for my next playthrough. I still need to test the games and stuff, just to make sure that, yeah, I'm actually playing a game that, works and stuff, so yeah. So I'll be sure to do that. But yeah, it is crazy to think that, yeah, after so long, I'm finally done with the new games section of Eternal Push, and all that's left to do is show off that EX dungeon. So yeah, EX dungeon might be even more confusing than Gone Without a Trace, but I guess we'll find out. So yeah. Anyway. So with that done, yeah, look forward to that New Game Plus part, and yeah, I'll see you guys again for that.